Hi, this is Lee Baucom, and I'm here to ask you today if you understand why marriages fail, because part of what's behind that question of why marriages fail is where are you headed? Where is your marriage headed? Now, lots of people have ideas about why marriages fail, and most of them are false. For instance, one of the most common reasons I hear people say that marriages fail is because of communication. I'm here to tell you that communication is not the problem. Communication is a symptom of the problem because when people come into my office and they ask for me to help them with communication, what they're asking me to do is give them some simple skills to make it easier for them to communicate. And what I'm convinced of is when you have someone come in and you teach them better communication skills, the only thing you're doing is teaching them to fight more efficiently, to be better arguers, and that's not the goal of this. So communication, while it's a symptom of why marriages fail, is not the real reason. Another reason I often hear are about mental health issues. For instance, one person may have some depression or some anxiety, and because of that, the marriage is just not able to hold together. Another reason I hear is finances. Again, finances are a symptom of the issue because rarely do couples really fight about what money they have as much as how to use that money. They don't fight about not having it. They don't fight about having too much. They fight about how to use it and who's going to get to use it and who's going to get to make the decisions. In other words, they're struggling through a power struggle here. So finances is one of those symptoms. Sex is another one that comes up. Somebody says that they're just incompatible with each other physically. And once again, they've made a mistake because sex is a symptom of the real reason. This is just another false reason that people give, thinking that they're stating the truth, but it really is a false reason and only a symptom of something else. I also often hear this phrase, well, we just grew apart. It's a way people excuse themselves from the relationship and how they move away from each other and further move away from each other by saying, well, we just grew apart, as if there's some excuse to the fact that people change, people grow, people develop. In the end, we grew apart is just another symptom. And another one of that is we fell out of love, very similar to we grew apart. We fell out of love. Basically, they're telling me that they have lost that sense of passion. Again, a symptom of the real issue, not the real issue. So you might be asking, what is the real issue? The real issue is a central one. We often play marriage as you and me. There's two individuals in this marriage, and that's how we walk through our daily life living, that there are two people together. But marriage is about creating a new relationship, and it's a relationship that we haven't had anywhere else in our lives. It's a relationship that I like to think of as about creating a we. It's not about you, it's not about me, it's about we. We are a unit, we are a team. We is not about losing you and me. It's about something greater than you and me. It's a joining together of you and me into a we, into a unit, into a team. So really that this we is something different, something that we haven't experienced anywhere else. You can think of it as two interlocking circles, you, me, and in the middle of that is a we, a new entity. We is about treasuring our differences. It's not about losing our differences, but about you, and our differences about me. But it's taking those differences and treasuring them so that we create something that's bigger than either person. If somebody loses themselves in a relationship, they're not creating a we, they're attaching to the other person. So what I'm talking about is treasuring their distinctions. We is about thinking. A lot of we is about a mental attitude. To think about things in terms of being a unit, of being a team, asking the question, how are we going to get through this together? How are we going to get through life together? How are we going to deal with this? What decision, if there's a decision to be made, what decision makes the most sense in terms of we? And it starts as an internal shift. It's not an external shift. It's an internal shift that happens within us. Once we get married, there's a psychological process that happens that oftentimes we find ourselves fighting, even if we know that's what we want to move towards. We find ourselves fighting it, and we have to make an internal shift so that we begin to move naturally towards we. So where are you? That's the central question. Where are you in that process? Do you see yourself as being a we? Are you in the midst of a struggle between you versus me, which is really why those symptoms pop up that we talked about, those false reasons that they're symptoms? Do you see yourself as the two of you as one, as a unit? Or do you stay continuing to see yourself as you and me? Do you function as a team? Do you find ways of moving forward and finding ways of functioning as a team and as a unit? If not, you can do something about it today. I would love to hear you tell me about what's going on in your life, and I'd love to have you visit us at www.savethemarriage.com. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope it's given you some thoughts about where you are in your relationship. I look forward to seeing you on the website, savethemarriage.com.